Hello, I'm Rebecca Pickram, Public Information Officer for Rockingham County. Today I'm joined by Ms. Wanda Lane, Director of Veteran Services here in Rockingham County. Ms. Lane, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate
not
only you spending time with us today, but just everything that you do for our county. I know that there's a lot of veterans in Rockingham County, and you do a lot of work for them. So let's start by just a quick overview of how many veterans are in the county and maybe how many you serve.
Okay. So as of December of last year, 2021, there were like 5,569 veterans. When I first started working for Veteran Services, which was like 21 years ago, there were 8,000 veterans in the county, a little bit over 8,000 veterans, but now it's just where the veterans are dying out, World War II veterans and some Vietnam veterans, and then some veterans moving out of the county. Mm-hmm. There's not as many veterans here in the county.
But that's still quite a lot, over 5,000 veterans that are in Rockingham County.
Right.
And that's a lot of people that you have to take care of, or that reach out to you. So let's talk a little bit about the services that you can provide for the veterans in Rockingham County.
Okay, so the services that I provide are compensation, which is a monetary benefit for veterans who have a service-connected disability or injury which they incurred or was aggravated when they were in service. Pension, which is also a monetary benefit, is based on when the veteran was in service, and also the veteran's household income. There's also health benefits, that's enrolling in the VA healthcare center or the clinic. That's based on household income. It would be for the previous year. So like if they enroll this year, it would be based on last year's income. That's also another benefit, and there's state and local benefits such as property tax exclusion, and also getting your license plate or fishing and hunting license through the VA, among other things.
Gotcha. So basically you're the hub of making sure that all of their paperwork and those things that, these men and women have fought for our country for, and, they're the benefits that are kind of, owed to them, for fighting for our country. So you do wonderful work taking care of them and making sure that they get what they need.
Thank you.
So with that, what sparked your interest? Because you said you've been doing this for 21 years. Yeah. So what sparked that desire to help these incredible men and women that have done so much for our country?
It wasn't anything intentional that I said that this is what I want to do. It started off in the Board of Elections office, because when I first started working for the county, that's what I did. I worked for the Board of Elections, and Veteran Services was put in there. And once I started doing it, I liked it. I loved helping the veterans, helping their dependents, trying to get benefits. Seeing what we could do for them, if anything. If we couldn't do anything for them, I could steer them another way to see if we could get benefits from someone else or another agency or somewhere.
Gotcha. So you said, you've started in the Board of Elections, and then I have notes that you worked 16 years there.
I did.
And so 16 plus 21, you've got some time with the county, so that's awesome. 37 years.
Right.
That's wonderful. I'm sure you've got, is there a story that might have struck your heart a little bit with helping a certain family? If you have any, obviously if you can't share information like that, don't. But
I can. There's a lot of stories that I have, where some veterans think that they're not eligible for anything or not even entitled to anything, and then once they get something from the VA, they're really, really just overjoyed, because they really didn't think they would get anything. And some veterans, because sometimes when a veteran puts a claim in, it can take anywhere from a month up to a year, sometimes even longer. And with that, when they put their claim in, they're still eligible for that back pay, so they could get a check for $80,000. I've seen a veteran get a check for $99,000. So, when you see things like that, it just fills your heart, and you just feel, so overjoyed for them.
Wow, that's incredible. Those are some awesome stories. Like you said, I mean, I can see why you've been doing this for 21 years. It's, you know, you've got a direct impact on not even residents of the county, but folks that literally have done so much for our nation.
Exactly.
So with that, let's talk a little bit about where you're located and if there are veterans at home that need help. Can we just kind of touch on where you're located, how they can reach you, and that kind of thing?
Right. So I have moved from office to office within the county, actually within Wentworth. I'm always in Wentworth, but now I'm located at 405 NC Highway 65, which is right down below the governmental center. It's right at the Veterans Park. So if anyone hasn't been in my office before, hasn't been in my office in a while, that's where I'm located. It used to be Daymark or the old mental health building, but that's where I'm located now.
Right, and it's right there at the entrance too. So like there's two entrances to the governmental center, and you are pretty much right there on the left of the lower entrance of the governmental center.
And you can see it as soon as you're turning in.
Exactly, so that's wonderful. So what if somebody can't come to see you? Is there a phone number, or do you make house calls or anything like that?
I do make home visits, nursing home visits, assisted living home visits if a person can't come into my office. But my phone number is 336-342-8449.
Gotcha. And so let's touch real quick. When you say the home visits that you make, is that just, are you checking in on them? Is that just to double check paperwork and that kind of thing?
Basically to do a claim or to pick up paperwork or to have paperwork signed. Sometimes just to go to see if they're eligible, ask questions. Basically the same thing that I do when I'm in the office.
Gotcha. So that's awesome. It's an option if, you know, like you said, if they're in a nursing home or they're not able to leave their home, you will go and do a home visit for them. So that's awesome. Ms. Wanda Lane, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I've always enjoyed our time together.
I do too.
You've personally had an impact on my life. You helped my mother with.
And I really enjoyed helping your granddad.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was a tough time for our family, but you definitely eased the process with my mom. My grandfather was a World War II veteran, and so Miss Wanda Lane, she helped our family, so that was wonderful, and we're very appreciative of that.
You're welcome. I'm glad to do it.
Absolutely. So if you don't mind, one more time, letting people know where your office is located and a telephone number for them to reach you by.
For sure. My office is located 405 NC Highway 65, Reidsville. My phone number is 336-342-8449.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Wanda Lane. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And if you at home have any questions or concerns about veteran services or anything that's going on in Rockingham County, feel free to give me a call. Rebecca Pickram, Public Information Officer for Rockingham County. That number is 336-589-0967.